Good evening, everyone. This is Arthur Robinson Jr. I am the creator of PowerfulInterviews.com. I want to welcome each and every one of you to this video. In this video, you're going to experience life-changing information that you won't find anywhere else. I'm doing an incredible interview with a great friend of mine. His name is David Bullock, and David Bullock is the CEO of the White Bullock Group. And David Bullock, his business has generated over $150 million in sales and a whole lot more. So in this interview, David talks about the Taguchi method and online testing. Testing is extremely important when it comes to your online products and your sales and a whole lot more. So right about now, go get your pen and your pad, sit back and relax, and write down some notes. In this interview that I'm going to reveal to you with David Bullock, he talks about the Taguchi method, and you need to listen to this interview over and over again. This interview is going to change your life. So check it out.
You are experiencing a life-changing, powerful interview, and you are hearing it first from Arthur Robinson Jr.'s PowerfulInterviews.com.
Good evening, everyone. This is Arthur Robinson Jr., and tonight I have another special interview just for you. Tonight I have a wonderful person on the call, and he's a great friend of mine. His name is David Bullock, and for those that don't know David, I'm going to educate to you about him. David Bullock, co-author of Barack 2.0, brings an engineer's perspective to online marketing and media optimization. David's work on Barack 2.0 had its origins in early 2008 when he had the co-author Brent Leary observe that the web traffic for then candidate Obama was twice that of his. Leary observed that the web traffic for the candidate Obama was twice that of his nearest rival. David and Brent began a blog that explored how Obama was using social media to engage the market and identify the lessons his techniques offered for business people. David has a degree in mechanical engineering from the University of Delaware and started his career with engineering positions at Mobil Oil and DuPont Company, and that is an awesome resume. And without further ado, I'd like to welcome David Bullock to the call.
Thank you, Arthur.
Well, I'd like to thank you, David, for taking time out your busy schedule to educate my listeners about the Taguchi methods. I gladly appreciate it.
No worries, no worries. Let's get right into it.
Now, I heard a powerful interview that you conducted a couple of months ago, and you were talking about the Taguchi method. Can you explain to my listeners what is a Taguchi method, and is it powerful in today's economy?
Okay, I'm going to give you the scientific answer first, okay? The Taguchi method is what they call multivariable, multivariate orthogonal testing. Okay, what that means in English is that you can basically check a whole bunch of scenarios in front of your audience at the same time. Okay, case in point, if you wanted to test a typical web page and it had a headline and then a greeting, an offer, and then a guarantee. Now, those are pieces that are typically on every web page. You can actually test 3 headlines, 3 greetings, 3 guarantees, and 3 offers at the same time, and you simulate all of them being in the marketplace at the same time. But the thing with the Taguchi method is it gives you leverage, meaning you can actually simulate many by testing a few. So you can simulate thousands of those combinations, but only test maybe 18 of them. And that's what the Taguchi method really, if you really boil it down, it's about leverage. It's about knowing where to tap in the marketplace and finding that quickly and efficiently so that you don't waste a whole lot of time and energy barking up a tree that has no fruit. Case in point, if you look at the analogy of testing the forest and the trees and the branches and the leaves, meaning you test something really broadly to say, am I in the right area? and then you start honing down to those very components on the page that are supporting the offer that you're making. So if I walk out, so really easy this time. If I walk out of my garage, if I go left, I can go to the supermarket. If I go right, I will never get to the supermarket. Now, if I'm hungry, I better not go this way, but I should go that way. What the Taguchi method does, it allows you to get to the direction quicker with less people, less time, and less effort.
So basically you're saying that the Taguchi method, it gets to what you need to do quicker. How did you get involved with Taguchi, and how did you get really involved with marketing?
Okay, the Taguchi method. I knew about the Taguchi method from my manufacturing days because it was a manufacturing tool. It basically allows you to find things out in a plant quicker. When you're making something, if you're down for 1 minute, it can cost you $5,000 in downtime. So there's a need for doing stuff fast in a plant, okay, in a manufacturing facility. I was familiar with it, but I read an article, and I believe it was Inc. magazine, that spoke about a gentleman in California who had basically applied this manufacturing methodology to marketing. And the article talked about the fact he was getting 700% increases over baseline, meaning he was getting increases of 7x over what he was getting before, and it sounded great. So I was at that point, I was getting my MBA, and I read it, and I said, if this guy can do this, this changes everything. Long story short, picked up the phone, called him, became his apprentice, learned the Taguchi method from him, and it turned out that he'd actually learned the Taguchi method from Dr. Taguchi himself. And Dr. Taguchi, I don't know if you're familiar with, is a guy named Dr. Edward Deming. Dr. Edward Deming is the one they sent over to Japan after the war to help them get their economy and their manufacturing back in order. He was a statistician. At that point, he met a young Dr. Taguchi. So young Dr. Taguchi was an engineer. So engineer met with statistician. They figured out this methodology, one building on the other. Dr. Kowalik, who's my mentor, actually worked with Dr. Taguchi and won the Taguchi award at least 5 times. I pick up the phone, I call him. So I'm in that line now of Dr. Deming, Dr. Taguchi, Dr. Kowalik, me. So I learned it directly from the source, and I started to apply it to the web. Using pay-per-click advertising and search engine optimization. I found it just worked. You could come into a market and go from 1% to 3% with the same traffic. I mean, I have a site right now that's been running now for the last 6 years. I haven't touched it, and it's still producing income at the same rate that it was many years ago.
And how old is Taguchi now?
Dr. Taguchi is probably about 80 years old. The methodology is well over 40 years old.
So explain to my listeners, what was your thought process in getting involved with this powerful marketing in regards to Taguchi?
Well, the idea was when you're in a market and you have a finite amount of traffic, meaning your audience is only so big. You've done everything that you can. You're getting in front of, say, 100 people a day, and that's it. That's all you can do. The only thing you can do from there is you can have more of those 100 people actually say yes to your offer. That is conversion. The only way you can find out what people are going to respond to is to ask them or to present them with different offers. So really it's testing. Do you like this, or do you like this? Or you like this better? Well, we'll give you more of this. Well, let's try something else. Or we like that better. I knew what testing was. Taguchi allows you to test more things, more combinations, quicker. And it finds the right combination in the right order, and you put that in front of your audience. So instead of just converting one person, now you're converting 2. Guess what? All you did is change the offer, and you get twice as many sales. I found that to be a very fascinating possibility, so obviously that's why I started using the method and wanted to learn it more. The thing that becomes very intriguing about it